whole. I believe you. That's what faith says. It will be done. I will be made whole. When? Now. Today. This is the Sabbath day. I can rest in this. Tomorrow's, right, not coming. Today. And if we could enter into God's rest today, if we could believe God today, right? He goes on to say, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not leave unpunished him who takes his name in vain. Remember to keep holy the Sabbath day. 6 days you may labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord. Right? So Jesus, hanging on the cross, Jesus in the book of Revelation says, it is finished. It is finished. Right? This is what's waiting for you. That this is when we get to tomorrow, this is what's waiting for you, right? And we have, it says, these words are trustworthy and true. It's finished. It's finished. You've been delivered from all the enemies and all the things which you could not be delivered from. Finished. And no, we still got to go through God's wrath and all this punishment and all these things. To those who take his name in vain. Yeah, to those who went to Canaan and looked and said, hey, there's the sons of Anakim. Hey, those guys are giants. Hey, those guys. Moses, did you lead us out here to be devoured? Are you serious? We're going to have our children devoured. How could you do that to us? Joshua and Caleb ripped their clothes off, and how dare you come here to this place when God delivers us, feeds us for all this time, cross the Red Sea. God is with us. We will take them. I will take them along. All the people turned and went 40 years into that wilderness, into that desert, until they came to a place where they could believe that I am worthy to take that land. For no other reason than God said, you can do it. Right? Do we believe him? Do we believe him? And that's what Jesus, when the Son sets you free. Moses is the last person, and he didn't get to enter. He got to see it. Last one to believe. Right? And he said, I can't go in because I blasphemed God. Right? Misrepresented God. He didn't go into that land as though he was God. He went there and he shriveled down and he shrunk down. And yeah, God can save you. God can forgive that one or that one. Cannot forgive me. Right? Ain't that the fight we're always fighting against? He goes on to say, Sabbath day, rest. So Jesus Christ declares you redeemed, free. Well, what's holding us back? Right? You know, it's like in the United States of America, we're all fighting and bickering and divided over our worth. And because everybody is trying to convince you that your self-worth is based upon a piece of paper. Piece of paper, same like here. Oh, we're only as worthy as this piece of paper says. But God is life-giving spirit. No, your existence proves the value. That's what Jesus says. That neighbor who's beat down, broken, and left by the robbers. Go and help him. Go and help him. We don't want to be just hearers of the words, but doers of the words. So, Jesus, we come to all these commandments and all these things, right? And we say, well, should we go back to the law and follow all these laws and rules? And this would change our society and our world. And like all the people of the New Testament say, hey, we have a much better testimony, a much better witness. In other words, we have Jesus Christ because Jesus Christ is the fulfillment. He's perfect. He is the husband who would never commit adultery. He is the man who would never kill. He is the man who would never be jealous of his neighbor's things. He is the fulfillment of all these things. And you could go down all the 613 statutes and precepts of God and what God has deemed holy. And Jesus Christ is that guy. Perfect, without blemish. And we have a living example of what it looks like. Follow me. Be like me. Jesus, leader. Get in line and follow me. Pick up your cross and follow me. Right? And we see it. Oh, this is all eye for an eye. Jesus, no eye for an eye. Right? Love your enemy. And be praying for those who are persecuting you. Love. That's what we see in the Bible that they missed. Was all the grace and all the mercy and all the love. He says. Right? Honor your father and your mother, that you may have long life in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. Our Father is Jesus Christ. Honor him. Honor him by believing in his word. Our mother is wisdom. The wisdom. The reason the gorilla isn't made in God's image is because he has no wisdom of who God is. He has no wisdom of wrong or right. He has no wisdom. Yet you do. And respect that wisdom. So in other words, when we say respect that wisdom, live your life in such a way you don't have to ask God for forgiveness. Because God hates sacrifice. God, forgive me. I already did the creation of the world. Why would you continue asking for something I have already done? Rather believe it. In other words, live your life in such a way you don't have to ask for forgiveness, but that thank you is the praise which comes off their lips. That's the only sacrifice God is willing to accept. Thank you. Thank you. Right? How do we get somebody to say thank you? By being kind, by being compassionate, by being loving, by willing to be patient and endure their sickness. You know, that's when divorces happen, is when somebody else's sickness outweighs your happiness or your joy. Through sickness or health, and God, we cannot take away his joy. He's providing the vows. He's saying, I am going to marry you. Right? And the thing is I refuse to marry him. And you don't have a choice. He married the slave girl. Remember Hosea? He marries the slave. Okay, I'm the one who freed you from slavery. Who did he marry? The slaves. So it puts all these rules. If you own a slave, and if Jesus was the greatest of all the things and all the people in here, if you own a slave, you can only be your slave for 6 years, and on the 7th year you must set them free. Today, it's the last day. It's free, without cost. Last day. It will never not be today. Rest in that. Enjoy in that. If today was the very, very, very last day, which it is, would you hold out in the day of slaughter? Be stocking up food and things? What if my sickness was greed? I will love you through sickness and health. What if my sickness was lying? I will love you through sickness and health. But if you want to be free from the punishment, acknowledge or admit that when you lie, it's wrong and somebody's hurt and violated. And now a sacrifice must be made. So repentance. If I could admit that my actions are wrong, I could choose a better way, in a way that would provide thank you. Right? And so in all of this is Moses when he comes to the end. Because I misrepresented God, I cannot go in. But if the Son sets you free, Moses was in charge of the things of the house. But Jesus is the owner of the house. And if he sets you free, then you are free. Believe that. And don't take God's name in vain. Right? And so like it says, this is an altar, a marriage altar. We're going to lay down my willingness, myself, my want to be two people. Right? What is the crown? The crown of a man's glory. We see it all written throughout all the entire Bible. What is the crown of a man's glory? His wife. Husbands, love your wife as though you were loving your own flesh in the same way Jesus Christ loves his church. I will love you through sickness and health, and I cannot lie. Wives, love your husband as though you were loving yourself. Jesus Christ cannot lie. Right? Greatest news of all is in the Holy Bible, it says David got a huge crown on his head, like 9 talents of gold. Right? And he named that crown Tara. In English, it's called Stephanie. True story. Because the crown of a man's glory is his wife. Now, Jesus Christ is God, and the crown of his glory is the bride of Christ. Humanity, life. How glorious is that? Right? Right? He'll never leave you. He'll never forsake you. He has not forgotten you. And he loves you as though he was his one and only bride. See you next time.